Are we live, Meg?
Yeah, we're live. Go.
How do you know?
The music stopped.
There was music playing.
Yes.
I'm not that deaf. Okay. Apparently there was music playing that I didn't hear, or either that it was Mary's voices in her head again asking her questions and she wasn't arguing with him. Okay, guys. Hi, welcome to tonight's episode of the Two Blind Mice Show. I am your host, Philip. Yeah, Philip.
Last one we looked.
And of course, this is Mary /
Hello.
Vanna. It's going to be kind of weird tonight because neither Albert or Justin are with us today. Apparently, they had other engagements more worthy than us, but that's okay. We'll get back at them. I mean, talk with
I
them
don't
later.
feel loved at all.
Yeah, well. All right, quick disclosure before we go any further. Apparently, we've been having some internet problems for about a week now here. If we get disconnected, please bear with us. We'll try to be back as soon as possible, and that depends on the internet connection. Sometimes it can go down for a minute. Sometimes it can go down for 2 hours. Hopefully, that's not going to be the case in the show because it's going to be really frustrating, especially since I'm really looking forward to the show. But before I go into the show, let me do a short, quick monologue. Mary and I are married.
Yeah.
We've been together now 5 years, okay? And we've had our ups and downs, but thankfully mostly ups. And, I don't know what Mary looks like. I don't know, I know how she acts. I know her personality.
I look like Vanna White.
Oh, baby, we should end the show right now.
You look like Robert Redford.
Oh, that's right. So anyway, I recently learned, or actually, I recently learned how to use Be My Eyes to delete some of the photos on my phone, and I've been deleting a lot of junk. Last night, I came across a video. Some of you may or may not know, Mary went to Chris Cole Rehabilitation Center up in Austin, aka School for the Blind, and she did a graduation speak when she was done last October.
Yeah, I did.
And I came across it last night, and I'm listening to her talk, and man, I had to pause it. I never knew my wife sounded so hot in the video.
Phil. Hey, move on.
She should be working for a 900 number line.
Hey. This is the rated PG. It's G.
Nobody knows what a 900 number line is.
Come on.
All right. Anyway, so just want to let you guys know. Woohoo. Anyway, so
No.
all right. Tonight, guys, this is a show that I was kind of really looking forward to, and I hope we don't have any glitches, and I hope everything goes okay.
Yeah.
Because if everything goes as planned with my discussion with our guest, I'm going to make an announcement at the end of the show. So without further delay, we are welcoming today Cole Johnson. He works for the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department system, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And we've had the pleasure of going to one of our favorite state parks called Garner State Park, which is in the hill country of Texas. Mm-hmm. And I came across Cole during a presentation of the Governor's Commission or Committee on Persons with Disabilities. They had a presentation a couple of weeks ago, and it was regarding what Texas is doing to make state parks accessible to anyone with a disability. And I was just like, wow. I said, I gotta have these people on.
Yeah.
And I reached out and Cole answered the call, and he's going to have a firsthand perspective because unless I'm mistaken, Cole is also visually impaired.
Yes.
So you want somebody to talk to you about what's going on with the Texas Parks and Wildlife System. As they say, it's coming right from the horse's mouth. No offense.
Yeah.
So Cole, welcome to tonight's episode of the Two Blind Mice Show. We're glad you're here. I am really looking forward to this. So my understanding is at this point, the state of Texas is working to make Texas state parks more accessible, even to the point that they may exceed what is expected from the Americans with Disabilities Act. Is that correct?
That is. We are trying very hard to get all of our parks, and not only our parks, our whole agency, up at least to the bare minimum of being accessible by the ADA, but also to exceed that and to get as accessible as we possibly can.
The last time I went camping was in Garner State Park. I was sighted. And the biggest mistake I made about going there was I went in early February.
Ooh.
And a cold front came through.
Yeah.
It dropped down into the 20s.
Yeah.
being from where we live in, 20s are dirty, and that was an unwelcome surprise. But we made the best of it because by noon that day, it was 70 degrees, the sun was shining, everything was just amazing. Uh, we recently traveled to Las Vegas, and I had been to Las Vegas prior to that about 4 times, but I was sighted. This was a different experience to me because now I know I'm not able to see things, and it was just totally different experience. So I'm waiting to see what's going to happen if I ever make it out to Garner State Park, and I'm hoping to do so. Do you happen to, off the top of your head, do you happen to know which parks are being worked on at this point, or are they just all of them are being contracted out to get, be made accessible?
So the way that it's being handled, basically what we have done in the last year, roughly in time, is we went through every single property that we have under Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. So that's not only the state parks, that's fisheries, that's wildlife management areas, and law enforcement offices. And we did site evaluations to physically look at what the accessibility levels are, how many barriers are there that are hurting accessibility, versus other ones that are a lot more modern and are newer buildings that may not have many accessibility barriers at all. So we went through it in the last year and we looked at every single thing. We've put them all into transition plans and given them the sites. Each site has their own transition plan that is basically a playbook of what they need to fix, what all is wrong, how much it's going to cost, the priorities of what should be done first for something else. And so each park kind of is almost like a little city. They almost run themselves. Especially a lot of them. Garner State Park is a good example. They're kind of out there on their own. There's not a whole lot around them. So they manage themselves mostly. And depending on the park and how far they are or how old the park might be, it's just going to take time. We just don't know how much time. It just really depends on their situation and what they need to fix.
So if I wanted to get Garner State Park put on the top of the list, all I got to do is call the governor, right?
And we do know the governor.
I don't know for sure, but
We're just kidding you.
yeah.
What would you say they were doing to help with people that are visually impaired in some of these parks? What are they doing to improve them? Do you have any ideas exactly what they're doing, or?
So we do have a few things that are going on currently. More tactile maps have been a very big priority. We have a few of them out there. Enchanted Rock State Park or State Natural Area has one. It's not a state park, but our biggest saltwater fishery near Houston also has a really, really nice tactical map. I know a few other parks that are looking into making tactical maps, especially if there is like a major feature there, either a building or like Enchanted Rock is the big rock. So tactical maps are a big one. Caddo Lake State Park, which is near Oklahoma, up near Lake Texoma. They are making an accessible trail that is going to have braille signage and tactile exhibits along the trail about different things, about different birds, about different wildlife. So it just depends on what it is and where it's at. Hello? Yes.